Shalom. Shalom, Yesharala. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles. Salaki. Yeah, say. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakathum to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. The rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch, and in this quick lesson, we're going to get into pretty much lacking faith, check your fear, right? Lacking faith, check your fear, right? And I'm going to go ahead, get straight to it as far as scripture, This is Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 26. It says, "In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge." Right? Fear of the Lord, fear of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, is strong confidence, right? Confident faith, right? Firm trust, all right? So faith, essentially, even though it doesn't say faith, that's what the word means, with faith. So if you fear the Lord, then you're going to have that strong confidence. You're going to have that strong faith, right? And why so? Go ahead and get this Sirach 2. Thought I had it up. Guess I didn't. Get this Sirach chapter 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 9. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read 7 through 9. Then I'm gonna jump down to 15. But the Sirach chapter 2, I'm gonna say 4, 2 and starting at verse 7. It says, "Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercies." Right? Just nothing but straight perks from fearing Yahweh Bashiam Shah. Hell, scriptures goes into it. I think it's Sirach, the first chapter, probably. But scriptures go to, man, the fear of the Lord is the root of wisdom. All right? Let me see. Let me look real quick. All right, yeah, Sirach 1 and 20. It says, "The root of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life." Right? So, the fear of the Lord, man. You go read Sirach, the first chapter. Go read Sirach 2. It goes into the fear of the Lord, man. Especially on the first chapter, especially around the 20s. It's when they really start dabbling in the wisdom, the fearing the Lord. Right? Let me see. Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm going to go back to 2. Sirach 2. But as you can see, it's nothing but straight perks that comes from fearing the Lord. So you'll see why the scripture says, and this is Proverbs, and who wrote Proverbs? Solomon. So he's putting you on game like, hey, the fear of the Lord brings strong confidence, man. Like, you're going to have strong faith if you fear him. And you're just going, and you see why he said that. Because, look, the root of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Right? Because if you fear the Lord, then wisdom's going to meet you in your thoughts to make the right decision. Right? It's through fear, the fact, ultimately through the power of spirit, how about Shah, but, it's, he uses fear. What does it say in Hebrews 11? I think it's 11 and 7. How it goes into Abraham moved with, through faith, Abraham moved with fear to the building of the ark. Right? So, since you fear Yahweh Shah, it's going to cause you to make action. Right? actions that are what? Pleasing unto him. Because you fear the Lord, guess what? You're going to be keeping his law, statutes, your commandments to the best of your ability if you fear him. Especially if he said, if you love me to do so. So you can't say you love the Lord, but then talking about the laws are done away with and you don't got to worry about keeping the laws and you can eat pork. You can't say you love the Lord like that. Because love is an action thing. It's not a thing you just say. Right? But the Lord rather be feared, because with that fear comes with reverence, which is a deep level of respect. Right? Now, when we say fear the Lord, that don't mean you're finna walk around you just terrified, every second of the day. Now, don't get me wrong. You'll get moments where, Lord, man, hey, Lord put that fear on you for real. You be like, oh, shit. There's times when that happens, but you're not walking like that 24/7. Because you fearing the Lord is going to make you make certain decisions. It's like, I'll give you a carnal example, your job. If you fear losing your job, you're going to make sure you show up to work, right? And you're going to do things that's going to, help you be able to show up to work, whether it's going to bed earlier or getting up earlier to get there on time. Things of that matter. Because of what? You fear losing your job. Hell, you fear you lose your job, you're going to make sure you're doing that motherfucker right. It's the same concept when it comes to serving the Lord, right? If you fear the Lord, you're going to be, you know what, I'm going to get it. It's just, scripture says it, man. I'm just, I'm going to get Sirach chapter 2. I'm going to jump down to verse 15, right? I'm going to read it down to 17. It says, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. So if you fear the Lord, you're not going to disobey his word. In other words, you're going to be obedient. You're going to be obedient unto Yahweh Bashion Shah. Right? Denying this flesh to the best of your ability, man. I'm going to read verse 16. It says, they that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. Right? I was in John, as in John, if you love me, keep my commandments. That's part of you being filled with the law. And if you fear the Lord, if you fear the Lord, you're going to be seeking to do things that are pleasing unto him. If you fear him. Right? Meaning, like, there's things you're going to avoid. There's things you're going to be like, okay, I don't want to piss the Lord off by doing that. And even then with that, of course, we still, make the Lord upset. But that's due to us being in these bodies. And the Lord have mercy on us. But the Lord looking at that inward man, though. He knows how you truly feel. He knows if you really wants to do what's right. And then, you putting up a fight, you resisting. And it shows in that, But it's not always, peaches and cream, man. It ain't finna be just, you ain't gonna be always fighting and winning. There's gonna be times you win some and you lose some. There's times you fighting, you try, and you end up giving in. It happens. But, to give in every single time, then there's a problem. You ain't fighting. So meaning, in fear, ultimately. And I'm not exempt for that. There's times where I've done that. Jay, I'm going through something. I just I don't even want to fight it, man. Tired. You got to snap out of it, though. It happens, but you got to snap out of it, though. Because if you don't, a little leaven the whole lump, right? So if you don't, you're just going to get worse. All the way up to the point to where you fall out. Right? So it happening that's inevitable. We're in the flesh. It's inevitable that's going to happen, but you don't have to stay that way. And it's ultimately through Yahweh Bashion Shah that we overcome. But yeah, man, fear the Lord, man. Fear Yahweh Bashion Shah. Lacking faith, check your fear. I'm gonna go ahead and go to James. Get James. Because ultimately, it starts off with you praying too, man. That's where it starts from the beginning. Praying unto Yahweh Bashion Shah to increase your faith. right? And the way he may do it, it's probably not gonna be the way you think. It might not be like, it's not always you be put in a position like, oh, I need to use faith. No, shit. Sometimes Lord's are like, you know what? I want you to cut this off, so you fear me more. So it's to show that you fear him more. And guess what? It's better for your spirit. No, it increases your faith that way. Lord got numerous ways of doing it. One where you have to put your faith to the test, and one to just, some things just simply, you know what? I want you to cut this off for me, because I know I know if you do this, it shows that you fear me, and if you're fearing him, then your faith is gonna go up more, because you're gonna feel good. You're like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. For those that fear the Lord, hope for good. So you're gonna be hoping for good because you've been doing what's asked of you. There's things like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get James chapter 1 verse 5. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. So if you're lacking, even though it says wisdom, ultimately it goes for anything. Wisdom, knowledge, faith, what we're going into, fear. If you're lacking these things, ask the Lord, bro. Ask the Lord. Lord, he be waiting for you. You know what they say, man, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't say anything, you can't expect nothing from the Lord, right? I remember Elder Arianazi, he made a video like some time ago, like probably a couple years ago now, that you're living in the midst of a prayer. So that's why it's so important to be praying every day, because, the Lord, he's working on your behalf. And if you stop praying, then guess what? Prayers stop getting answered. If prayers stop getting answered, then you're probably not getting much better. No, you're not getting better. You're going to start getting worse. You see? So ask the Lord to increase your faith, and ask in faith, believing that he's going to do it. Don't be saying it, just be like, yeah, Lord, just increase my faith. No, believe it though. Believe it. You say it and you don't really think the Lord can do it, and you doubt the Lord, then no shit, he ain't gonna do it. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna waste my time. Hell, it's not, it's, and if the thought comes, because we control our thoughts, guess what? Just rebuke it. Rebuke it. Nah, fuck that, man. Arashaka Shaitan Bashim Yahweh Shai. Right? I rebuke you, Satan, in the names of Yahweh Bashim Shai. So, simple as that, man. Right? Simple as that. You lack faith, fear more, man. Lacking faith, check your fear. But it starts off with praying first. Ask the Lord to do it, and then follow up with actions. Cause Lord, there's a couple ways he's gonna do it, man. It's just a matter of which one he chooses. And he's gonna do it in a fashion you don't think he would do it in. So whatever you think, it's most likely not gonna happen. Yahweh Shem Shai, he's unpredictable, man. To be honest. It might be time. It'll be very few times where he'll do something. He'll do it in a fashion that you actually think. Very few, but majority, it's gonna be in a way you didn't expect. But guess what? You still be thankful for. You be like, damn, shit, I ate the water though. Because he's either way, your prayer got answered. But anyways, Lord willing, I was edified. Like it. But anyways, Lord willing, y'all was edified. I want to end it off by saying, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say, Shalom, Yeshua.